Now to Decision 2020. Thousands of voters forced to wait in long lines for hours, some for more than 4 hours in the heat and the rain during Tuesday's primary election. New calls for cooperation, solutions, and investigations, especially in Fulton County, where local Democrats say voters in mostly black communities were impacted. Right now, frustrated voters are giving the Fulton County Election Board an earful during a public virtual hearing. A meeting Morris Ariani has been listening in.
Scenes like this playing out across Fulton County Tuesday, starting early in the morning, extending through midnight. Today, community members and elected officials alike airing out concerns following a disastrous Georgia primary.
The June 9th primary election is a primary example of systematic oppression that the people of this county still face.
The issues that were most concerning were the lack of polling booths at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Long lines, a lack of paper ballots, incorrect ballots, unsafe pandemic operations, and inoperable new voting machines, especially in South Fulton. Some also angered by changed poll locations with little to no heads up.
I received the email with the 45 polling location changes at 4:28 p.m. on Monday.
State and county investigations into Tuesday's voting mess will soon get underway. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger quick to blame polling issues on county leaders, telling 11 Alive he will now ask the state legislature to give him the power to intervene and look into failing county elections offices.
It's very clear from media reports that the Secretary of State is throwing all the counties under the bus.
It seems he was really ill prepared and that he doesn't honestly very much care or take any of the blame when it's his responsibility overall.
Many voters agree the pressure is on to get things right.
Former gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams with some strong words for Georgia Secretary of State following the primary meltdown.
There's a malfeasance that is permeating the entirety of our voting system, and it's exacerbated by the incompetence of the leadership that refuses to, number one, do its job, and two, doesn't seem to understand what the job is.
Abrams says what happened in the election was both malice and incompetence. She also says she believes other states, not just Georgia, are making it difficult for people to vote. She created the group Fair Fight Action back in 2018 to address voter suppression. That is the same year she lost the race for Georgia governor amid allegations of voting irregularities. Here's Matt Pearl.
So what is voter suppression? It's actually part of the U.S. Legal Code, Title 18, Section 594, to be exact. By definition, voter suppression is any effort, either legal or illegal, by way of laws, administrative rules, or tactics that prevents eligible voters from registering to vote or voting. In practice, it's enforcing voter ID laws, closing polling places in certain neighborhoods, reducing hours, or purging registrations. These tactics disproportionately impact communities of color and the elderly. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 tried to eliminate them, but in 2013, Supreme Court case Shelby County v. Holder rolled back a lot of these protections, especially in southern states. In a 5-4 decision, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote the law was based on, quote, decades-old data and eradicated practices, and that there was, quote, no longer such a disparity for communities of color. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg famously dissented, saying that's like, quote, throwing away your umbrella in a rainstorm because you are not getting wet. Since that decision, 25 states, many in the South, have put in place new voter restrictions like ID requirements and cutbacks in early voting. Now, here we are, less than 5 months until the next national election, and questions surround how our votes will be counted.